Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this video we have a 2020 Toyota Corolla with the front wheel bearing noise. So let's go ahead and get it replaced. First thing, we're gonna lift the car up, support it with the jack stand, remove the front wheel. Here's the CV axle nut. You would have to remove that CV axle nut. I will leave the size of it in description. For some reason mine didn't want to come off at all and messed up the threads on the nut and on the CV axle itself. When you are undoing the CV axle nut, you can use a screwdriver here just to lock the wheel in place so it doesn't put stress on the transmission or try to move forward. So next thing up, we're gonna go ahead and remove some of this wiring here, pop it off. Now there's a 40mm bolt that holds the brake hose and ABS wheel speed sensor at its place. Undo that bolt. Get more slack when you need to pull the spindle back. Next thing, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that nut off that sway bar link to give us better movement. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove that sway bar link nut, because if we don't, then we have that strut moving left and right too much, and just to make my life easier, I'll go ahead and pop that off. Sway bar link nut is removed. Grab a bar some kind, pull the sway bar down. Let's push it down and move it. Here we go. Next we can go ahead and undo these two bolt and nut here. Those strut to spindle bolts are held by 22mm. Nice. Now let's tap them out. Now that these bolts are out, you can simply go ahead, ride that spindle down, push that CV axle in so it's coming out. There you go. No stress on the line here. You can go ahead and move the brake line. Actually, there is plenty of slack, no need to worry about any of that. Now that your CV axle is out, removed, sway bar link is undone, your spindle is released, you can have a lot more room on the back side of the spindle. 18mm bolts holding the brake caliper here. Be careful, this rotor will start falling off once the brake caliper is removed, so be very careful, clear that area. One here, one here, bolts on the side. Yeah, I will be needing two hands. I'm gonna be using a flat screwdriver here to separate the rotor and hang that caliper here, up here on the strut with the bungee cord. You don't have to worry about stretching your brake line. The brake line is long enough to have plenty of slack in it once you remove it and place it on the side. Now we go ahead and take our little hammer, give some love taps here on the rotor inner part to release it from the spindle itself. 10 love taps later, the rotor fell off. These bearings are very bad. Next up, we have 3 bolts holding the wheel bearing assembly. Let's go ahead and pop those off. A 19mm socket is being used here. Last one on top here. Probably need another hand for that. Move the spindle a little bit off the line to not hit the strut assembly here. Just like this. 3 90mm bolts are removed. Couple love taps all around, go all around, so it will go ahead and break it loose evenly. Okay, our bearing is off. Bearing assembly. That's the dust shield. Fits here only one way. Now you can take a wire brush or sandpaper, clean up that little corroded, rusty area that makes it stuck there. So just clean that up. Here is our old bearing. You can hear the bearing making bad sound, so we're gonna go ahead and get our replacement bearing and reinstall it in reverse order. Slide it in. There is 3 19mm going back in after that, which we're gonna go ahead and bolt in evenly, just to make sure that this wheel bearing assembly is being pulled in evenly. So guys, don't make the mistake like I did. Make sure your dust cover is installed the right way. Since we have a brake caliper on that spot here, we have to have that dust cover opening like this. You can go ahead and flip it and it's gonna be completely on the other side, so make sure you install it the correct way. I'm gonna install it on the wheel bearing assembly. Now we can go ahead and slide it in and screw in all the 3 bolts, and then we go ahead and tap it in further and screw down the 3 19mm bolts holding it. Okay, 3 19mm bolts that holds the bearing assembly are in. Nice and quiet bearing now. Take your CV axle, align the splines with the hub. There we go. Next thing, we're gonna properly align it with 2 hands. Once that is in, put your CV axle nut on. CV axle nut is bottomed out by hand for now. Slide it into the strut. In case you would not take this one off, it will put tension, and this whole spring strut assembly is moving sideways, so it makes it more difficult to slide the spindle back in. So that's why we did it. Align the holes. Now we can go ahead and take our bolts. Gonna use 2 hands to align them. Bolt and nut installed, ready to tighten them down. 22mm on both sides. Now that's done, we can go ahead and take our rotor, install our rotor just like this. Next thing up, we're ready to go ahead and put our brake caliper back. To make the brake caliper install easier, we're gonna go ahead and turn the wheels all the way to the left to expose the back of the caliper to install the bolts. Turn to the left to give more room on the back side. Here the caliper is on. 70mm brake caliper bolts are hand threaded. Now it's time to tighten it down. Hold the brake rotor all the way back and tighten down the brake caliper bolts. Caliper is tightened down. Let's go ahead and turn our wheel back straight. Wheel is straight. Now it's time to take this thing here, pull our sway bar down, reconnect our sway bar link. Sway bar link back on the strut. Assembly. Go ahead and tighten that down. Let's take a longer 18. That's on my case. This sway bar link is aftermarket, so if you have original Toyota one, yours gonna be probably different size nut. Done with this. Now it's time to reconnect our brake line and ABS wheel spencer bracket. 14mm bolt goes through both of them. Go ahead and start threading it in by hand, and that's good. Reconnect this connector here. There we go. Okay, that side is all good. Now we can go ahead and use our flat screwdriver, lock that brake caliper in, and torque down our CV axle nut. That nut is torqued down. I can remove my caliper holding tool that is a little bent now, but that's okay. Alrighty, we're done with that. Next thing, we're gonna put the wheel back on. Wheel is back and the car is ready for the road. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, leave a comment for more content like this. Thank you.